Golden Radio Hour.
Hey, Abbott, what time is it?
It's time for the Abbott and Costello Show. We're on the air for ABC here in Hollywood.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go with the Abbott and Costello Show.
Yes, it's the Abbott and Costello Show, produced and transcribed in Hollywood for your listening and laughing pleasure. Chuckles with a carload and music by Matty Malnick. So hold on to your chairs, folks, for here they are, Bud Abbott and Lou Costello.
Stop that yelling, Costello. Come over here. I need $10,000 in a hurry. Will you loan it to me?
Ha ha!
Huh? Haven't got that much, huh? Well, how about 8,000?
Ha 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 ha!
How about 5,000? 1,000? Costello, when are you going to stop that laughing?
When you get down to about $3.25.
I should have known better. If you stopped chasing girls, you'd have money.
I don't chase women, Abbott. I'm repulsive to women.
Repulsive to women? Who told you that?
Women.
What? Haven't you ever had a real girl, Lou?
Oh, yes, I have. Once, Abbott. Her name was Mabel Kumquat. Dear old Mabel Kumquat. Sweet kid.
I'll bet.
Met her in a delicatessen factory in Patterson. I was a salami sniper.
A salami sniper?
Snipper.
All right, so what is it?
Well, a salami snipper? That's an endless chain of salami would go by me every 20 inches. I would go snip, snip.
Go on.
One day I looked up and there stood Mabel. I stood there looking at her for 15 minutes.
And what happened?
Abbott, did you ever see a salami 2 miles long?
And that was the start of your romance, eh?
Oh, yes. One night I took her up to Bung Mountain.
Wait a minute. There's no Bung Mountain in Patterson.
Abbott, when I take a girl up a mountain to a mountain, it's Bung. Then we became engaged. I slipped the ring on her finger. I didn't have a ring, so I used a cigar band.
Where did you get the cigar band?
Mabel happened to be smoking a White Owl at the time. I know it was a White Owl. I could smell the feathers.
Costello, you could graduate with honors from an idiot's college.
Thank you, Professor.
Hey, wait a minute, boys. Here's a serious-looking fella trying to get a word in edgewise. Let's see what he has to say.
Costello, stop that yelling. Where have you been?
I've been hiding my Christmas present.
Have you finished with your Christmas shopping, Lou?
No. On the way down here, I stopped at Nancy's department store, and boy, was that place crowded.
Lots of people, eh?
Yeah, but it was so crowded. While I was in there, my belt broke, and it was 20 minutes before my pants fell down. Another thing, I can't stand those women shoppers.
What's wrong with women shoppers?
Well, I was standing by the notion counter. There was one woman there. She was turning everything bottom side up to see where it was made.
She was turning everything bottom side up?
Everything bottom side up. The floor worker saved me just in time.
Never mind that.
Would have got me for $1.94.
Look, Lou, skip that. Did you write your letter to Santa Claus yet?
Did I write my letter to Santa Claus?
Yes.
I ain't gonna tell you.
Oh, come on. Did you or did you not write a letter to Santa Claus?
Well, if you must know, I did. And I asked him to bring me a new bicycle.
But Santa Claus brought you a new bicycle, a brand new bicycle, 2 years ago.
Yes, but don't you think I'm old enough now to have a boy's bicycle? Hello. I hate to interrupt your program, but I've got some bad news for you.
Out with it, man. What is it?
Mr. Costello, your Uncle Tom was just run over by a truck on Wilshire Boulevard. My Uncle Tom was run over by a truck on Wilshire Boulevard? Thanks for telling me. Abbott.
What?
You got a pencil?
What do you want with a pencil?
I want to cross Uncle Tom off my Christmas list.
How can you say that, Costello? How can you be so heartless? Isn't there any love in your family around Christmas time?
Oh, sure. Our family all love each other. Last Christmas, my Aunt May gave my Uncle Mike a broken arm for Christmas.
A broken arm?
Yep.
What kind of a Christmas present is that?
Well, after she broke it, she wrapped it up as a gift.
I'll bet your house is a pleasant place around Christmas.
Oh, you should have been there last year. Aunt Alma called Uncle Jim a no good, and Aunt May hit her over the head with a vase. Then my uncle hit my brother Pat over the head with a cane-bottom chair, and then Uncle Tom hit my cousin Vincent with the umbrella stand, and my sister Marie fired 3 shots at my sister-in-law.
What happened?
Well, before you knew it, an argument started. Well, I want to tell you something, Abbott, and speaking of arguments, what are you going to get your wife for Christmas?
Well, I gave her some money. She wanted to buy herself a new corset.
Lovely.
Yes, but she can't seem to find one that will fill her budget.
She's so fat, nothing would fit her budget.
Costello, my wife is just pleasantly plump. She's not fat.
That reminds me, Abbott. My sister would like to borrow one of your wife's stockings to hang over the fireplace on Christmas Eve.
What does she want with one of my wife's stockings?
She's expecting a grand piano.
Are you trying to insinuate that my wife Betty is fat?
Well...
Did you ever see her in a bathing suit?
Yes, I have.
Repulsive, isn't it? Wait a minute. Who put that in this script?
I told you, Abbott, you should have bought those writers presents.
Did you buy the presents?
No, but I asked them what they wanted, and they said to me, Louie, you know what we like best. You just go out and get it, wrap it up, and put it under the Christmas tree.
Well, why didn't you do it?
Abbott, you can't wrap up a saloon.
Well, if you didn't get the writers anything, you should have at least bought their wives something.
I did, Abbott. I gave each one of them a corsage.
No, not corsage.
Corsage.
That's corsage. Spelled A-G-E is pronounced like odd, as in corsage or garage. Now, where did you get them?
From the man who picks up the garbage. Well, I gotta go now, Abbott. I gotta do some shopping for Louis B. Mayer. He wants me to get a box of cigars. He's gonna give them to Margaret O'Brien for Christmas.
Now, wait a minute. Why would you want to give Margaret O'Brien a box of cigars for Christmas?
He wants to stunt her growth.
All right, Costello, that did it. Now I'm going to tell you what I think of you. You're the lousiest comedian on the radio. You tell the worst jokes on the air, and furthermore...
It's my brother-in-law.
I wouldn't come to see your show again if you gave me $1 million. You stink.
Sounded good, Lou.
This guy means it. Tough guy, huh? You want to step outside and say that?
Certainly I'll step outside and say it. Why?
Well, there's a lot of people out there in front that couldn't get in the studio. Maybe they'd like to hear it, too.
That's what I thought. You're a yellow rat.
A yellow rat, that did it. I'm not taking that sitting down.
Oh, you're not, eh?
No. He got me, Abbott.
Where'd you get you, Costello?
As I said before, I'm not taking this sitting down.
Hello, boys.
Hey, look, Costello, it's our secretary, Viola Vaughn.
Why, Costello, I didn't expect to see you here tonight. I thought you'd be up at the North Pole looking for Santa Claus.
Nah, it's too cold up there. My Uncle Jim moved up there to the North Pole. Last I heard of him, he was keeping company with a girl polar bear, and he was going to get married.
To a girl polar bear? What stopped them?
Her parents objected.
If I remember right, your Uncle Jim took your cousin Vincent to Alaska with him, didn't he?
Yes, and one day Vincent was fishing for whales. He hooked one and started to pull in his line. Then the whale pulled, then Vincent pulled, then the whale pulled.
Where is Vincent now?
I don't know, but every time I get a postcard from him, he sends regards from Jonah.
Viola, you look so pretty. Why don't you and I step out together after the show? I'm in a gay mood tonight. I'm feeling my oats.
Yes, Abbott. Have you been out to lunch with Trigger again?
There's no reason why Viola shouldn't go out with me. I'm a regular ladies' man. Why, women throw themselves at my feet.
I don't blame him. Anything to get away from that face.
Costello, it's my turn to go out with Viola. Why, you've been over to her house 5 nights running.
Oh, no, Mr. Abbott. Only 4 nights running. Last night my father didn't chase him. Look, there's no use in you boys fighting over me. I want to find a big, strong, robust, romantic man.
How about me?
Okay, you can help me look.
Costello, I don't blame Viola for not wanting to go out with you. You're fat, you're ugly, your front tooth is missing.
Oh, no, it's not. I got it right here in my pocket.
Costello, honey, what are you going to get me for Christmas? You know, I need a new car.
A new car?
Well, Costello, as soon as a new car prices come down a little, maybe you can get her a new car.
I don't think so, Abbott. I went to a dealer yesterday, and I said, how long will it be before I can get a new car for $900? He felt my pulse and says, you'll never make it.
Oh, forget about Viola. We've got a lot of people on this show, and we've got to get them Christmas presents. Come on. Let's go across the street to the department store. Gee, this store is crowded. Look over there. It's our band leader, Matty Malnick.
Hiya, fellas. I'm looking to buy some records. Costello, do you know where the music department is?
No, I don't.
Well, you take down this aisle to the escalator, then you take the escalator to the next floor, then you go towards the front of the store.
Just a minute, wait a minute. You asked me.
I asked you what?
How to get to the music department.
Well, you go down this aisle to the escalator, then you're right here.
Come on, now, get out of here. Matty Malnick.
Now, look, Costello.
Some musician. He just don't give a toot.
Look, Costello. Costello, there's Santa Claus in the toy department.
Hey, come on over there. I want to talk to him. Are you Santa Claus?
Oh, yes. I'm Santa Claus. Yes, little man. Oh! What's the idea of kicking me in the leg?
That's for last year.
Costello, that's no way to act. Santa Claus is here to find out what you want for Christmas. Now, go ahead and tell him what you want for Christmas.
Gee, Santa Claus, I wish that Christmas morning I could find Rita Hayworth in my stocking.
With those fat legs of yours, you'd have plenty of room for the Andrews sisters.
Say, Santa Claus, that was pretty good.
Oh, it's nothing. I tell those jokes all the time up at the North Pole.
Who's your straight man?
A penguin.
You want to trade?
No, I don't want to trade. I'm too fond of this penguin. I keep him in a bottle of ink.
Oh, a fountain penguin.
Santa Claus. Costello's just a kid at heart. He craves affection. The thing for you to do is mother him.
Oh, well, that's different.
Sure.
Here. Come on, get up on my knee, fat boy. Now, put your head under my beard. Now I've got you.
Santa Claus! Santa Claus, what are you doing? I told you to mother him.
Oh, I thought you said smother him.
Yeah, I hate to break it up, man, but it's time to change the subject for just about 60 seconds.
Here's our musical Christmas gift to all of you. Hal Winters in a Christmas song, along with Matty Malnick and his music.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It doesn't show signs of stopping, and I brought some corn for popping. The lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I'll hate going out in the storm. But if you really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. The fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. But as long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I'll hate going out in the storm. But if you'll really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. The fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. But as long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Summer song by Hal Winters. Hey, Abbott.
Right.
My brother Pat just told me some wonderful news. Tomorrow he starts playing with the girls in Phil Spitali's orchestra.
What instrument will he play?
No instrument. He's just going to play with the girls.
I thought your brother was a musician.
No, he's a singer. He sings just like Nelson Eddy.
Does he sing shortening bread?
Well, he could, but the places he sings in are so small and narrow, he can't sing shortening bread. He's got to sing right crisp.
Never mind that. What are you doing with that newspaper?
I wanted to show it to you, Abbott. My Sam Shovel Detective series is becoming so popular, the newspapers have taken it off the radio page and put it on the front page. Look.
Wait a minute. I don't see it on the front page.
There it is. There it is. Under crimes committed in Los Angeles today. And besides that, I'm getting more fan mail than ever. Listen to this one. Dear Lou Costello, if your Sam Shovel Detective series is not the funniest program on the air, then I'm not the next president of the United States.
Who's it from?
Tom Dewey.
Well, never mind that. What is your Sam Shovel Detective mystery for tonight?
It's one of my latest cases, Abbott. I call it the case of Clarence, the dress designer who gave himself up to the police, or I'm all yours in buttons and bows.
And now to the further adventures of Sam Shovel, private detective.
Yes, I'm Sam Shovel. Sam Shovel, private detective. I'm sitting here in my little office. It's mighty chilly in here. I think I'll throw another log on the fire. Every time I build a log fire in my office, the landlord complains. Maybe it's because I have no fireplace. I pick up the newspaper. I drop it on my desk. It was the Mirror. I read the one ads. Woman who washes Mondays and Tuesdays wants place to hang out on Wednesdays. Here's another one. Wanted man to teach nuclear division of atomic astrophysical cyclotronic fissures. No experience necessary. I glance out of my window to see what's playing in the movie across the street.
Chicago. Cleveland. Boston.
Must be that new picture, The Cry of the City. Next door to the movie is a Hollywood nightclub. Those Hollywood nightclubs cut the liquor so much the bartenders have to have a barber's license. In the winter, they have to put alcohol in the whiskey to keep it from freezing. I remember once my pal, Lieutenant Abbott of the Homicide Squad, was so disgusted that he went into that joint to drink himself to death. He didn't get drunk, but there was so much water in the whiskey he nearly drowned. Suddenly the phone rings. Sam Shovel speaking.
Sam Shovel, you're on the spot. Get wise to yourself. You've got to play ball with us.
Who are you?
UCLA football team. We'll play anybody.
One line went south. I look out the window again. Crowds, nothing but crowds. Everybody doing the last-minute Christmas shopping. The crowds give me an idea. I'm going to write to my congressman and have him change Christmas to April. The stores aren't so crowded then. In the crowd, I see my pal, Lieutenant Abbott. Abbott is the cheapest guy in the world, all year round. But when Christmas comes, he'd give you the shirt off his back. I know. Last year for Christmas, he gave me a dirty shirt. Lieutenant Abbott is a great detective. He worked on the Morelli case, and in 2 days he had it sewed up. Then he got the Murray case, and it only took him 3 days to sew that up. Then came the famous Lewis case. He sewed it up in 24 hours. He never carried a gun. Just a sewing machine and 3 extra bobbins.
Hello, Sam Shovel. Sam, tomorrow's Christmas Eve, and I dropped in to find out what you want for Christmas.
Well, I live just a stone's throw from Hetty Lamar's house, and my bedroom window is just a stone's throw from her window.
What do you want for Christmas, Sam?
A stone. Lieutenant, why don't you send me some mistletoe so I can kiss the girls under it?
That's not mistletoe. That's mistletoe. Missile, not muscle.
When I want to kiss a girl, I gotta use muscle.
Sam, I want you to help me on a job. I've been assigned to guard at a department store during the Christmas rush.
I guarded the Broadway Hollywood store last Christmas. I put a man on the 5th Street door, a man on the Broadway door, a man on the 6th Street door.
How did you make out?
They didn't lose a single door. But all the windows were stolen.
Come on, Sam. We're going down to the store right now. Sam, this is a big store. They sell anything from sailboats to a pound of pecans.
I see. They got everything from sloop to nuts.
Come, gentlemen, you'll have to go to work right away. The shoplifters are stealing everything in aisle 9.
Where is aisle 9?
Well, this is aisle 7, that's aisle 8, and that... How do you like that? They stole aisle 9.
I think I like this job. Say, who is that gorgeous girl behind the crowded counter?
Oh, that's Miss Fairchild. She works in ladies' slippers.
She's beautiful. What else does she do?
She just works in ladies' slippers, that's all.
Hey, wait a minute. Look, that kid. He just stole a pair of roller skates. I'll get him.
You let go of me! Let me go, you copper! Let me go!
I'll teach you to steal. I'm going to lock you up.
Lieutenant, I'll take charge of this case. You keep your eye on the store. Come with me, son.
Please don't take me to jail. Please don't take me to jail.
I didn't have the heart to take that kid to jail. He didn't look like a bad kid. He was poorly dressed. His face was dirty, but I could still see some of his freckles. His name was Johnny. I took him to my little office and sat him down in a chair. I could see he was scared, plenty scared.
Gee, Mr. Shovel, I don't want to go to jail.
And I don't want you to go to jail, son. That's why I brought you here. Those were plenty expensive roller skates you took off the counter in that store, Johnny.
Oh, gee, they were only $1.98.
I'm not talking about the cost in money, Johnny. It's the cost in shame and disgrace. Not only to you, but to your mom and your dad.
Gee, I never thought about that. Mom and Dad.
That's the trouble with doing a wrong thing, Johnny. Most time it hurts others more than the guy that does it.
Gee, you're a funny guy. You're supposed to be a detective, a cop. Me and the kids in my neighborhood, we ain't got no use for coppers. But gee, I kind of like you. You don't talk like no cop. You're more like a friend.
Johnny, cops aren't bad guys. Every cop on the force wants to be the friends with every kid on his beat. When a kid is in trouble, if he'd run to a cop instead of away from him, he'd find out that cops are pretty regular fellows. You see, Johnny, you're a kid and I'm a cop. But lucky for us, we're both living in a wonderful country. A country that's interested in the welfare of its children. Our police know that no kid wants to be bad. It's just bad environment. Neglect on the part of parents. Lack of love and understanding. That makes a kid go wrong.
Yeah? And are you sure that all cops is my friends?
All cops, Johnny.
Aha, there you are.
Even him?
Even him.
I don't know what this is all about, Sam. They gotta get this kid to the lockup. This is Christmas Eve, and I gotta...
You gotta get a little of the Christmas spirit, Lieutenant. I think Johnny's very sorry for what he did. He'll never do it again.
Well, he tried to get away from me. He ran from the law. That's a sign of guilt.
Honest, I won't never do it again. I promise I won't.
Besides, Lieutenant, I think I've made Johnny understand that cops are his friends.
Yeah? Johnny, if you know that cops are a kid's best friends, you've really learned something.
Yeah, well, there's only one thing that puzzles me.
What is it, Johnny?
Well, Lieutenant Abbott's a cop, ain't he?
Yes?
Well, how could a guy with a face like that be any kind of a cop?
Oh, Johnny. Johnny, it's Christmas Eve. Listen.
Well, it's Christmas Eve again. I promised my wife I'd be in church, saying my prayers and singing hymns. And here I am in this broken down...
You don't have to be in church for that, Lieutenant. How about it, Johnny? Know the words to that song?
Yeah, I think so.
Johnny, let's try it, huh? What do you say?
Costello will have the last word as usual. But before they do, we'd like you to ponder this.
Costello, before signing off, let's wish all our listeners a very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody. And I'd also like to say Merry Christmas to our fine crew that helped us put the show together. Our writing staff, which is headed by Eddie Foreman, with Paul Conlon, Pat Costello, Martin Ragaway, and Leonard Stern.
Now, don't forget the swell boys of the band and our leader, Matty Melnick, and our vocalist, Hal Winters.
And a Merry Christmas to our producer, Charles Vander.
Good night, folks.
Good night, everybody, and Merry Christmas to everybody in Patterson, New Jersey, and all over the world.
Listen each Thursday night at this time for another great Abbott and Costello show, produced and transcribed in Hollywood. And be sure to stay tuned for the outstanding entertainment which follows throughout the evening on this ABC station.
What time is it?
It's time for the Abbott and Costello Show. We're on the air for ABC here in Hollywood.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go with the Abbott and Costello Show.
Yes, it's the Abbott and Costello Show, produced and transcribed in Hollywood for your listening and laughing pleasure. Chuckles with a carload and music by Matty Malney. So hold on to your chairs, folks, for here they are, Bud Abbott and Lou Costello.
Stop that racket. Where have you been all afternoon?
Where have I been all afternoon?
Yeah.
I took a tour of the movie stars' homes. I passed Gregory Peck's house and said, gee, I'd like to have his Cadillac. Then I passed Clark Gable's house and I said, gee, I'd like to have his yacht. Then I passed Harry James' house and I said...
Yes?
What would I do with his trumpet? You know, I shouldn't be kidding, Abbott. I mean, after all, I got a threatening letter today. Somebody wants to kill me. That's why I got this.
How many people listen to you every week, Costello?
Well, let me see. Altogether, about 12 million.
That's amazing.
Then I got... Oh, you mean that I got so many listeners?
No, now that you only got one threatening letter.
Show me where it says that in the script. Show me where it says that in the script. Well, never mind. What are you going to do about the letter? Oh, that's your line. Excuse me.
Never mind. What are you going to do about the letter?
That's where I heard it.
Yeah, that's right. Well, what are you going to do about the letter, Lou?
Well, the person that sent me that letter, he may be in the audience tonight. I'm going to search everybody out there. I'm going to start with that blonde in the front row.
No. Don't be silly, Costello. A beautiful girl like that wouldn't be carrying a gun.
You look for what you like, and I'll look for what I like.
You aren't so ignorant and stupid you wouldn't pay any attention to the letter.
Who's stupid and ignorant? I was very smart in school. When a teacher asked a question, I was always the first one to raise my hand.
You are?
And sometimes it was to answer the question.
Hey, wait a minute, boys. Here's a serious-looking fella trying to get a word in edgewise. Let's see what he has to say.
Stop that yelling. Come over here. What have you been doing in that telephone booth all afternoon?
Well, I'm giving a big party tomorrow night. It's New Year's Eve, you know, and I've just got to get Earl Flynn and Hetty Lamar as my guest of honor.
Why do you have to have Earl Flynn and Hetty Lamar?
Well, you see, Abbott, this year New Year's Eve comes on Friday night. Friday night. And I can't serve any meat, so I thought it would be kind of nice to have Flynn and Hetty.
Well, never mind that. Is your brother Pat going to have a nice New Year's this year?
Oh, yes.
You know, this is the first year since he's been out of the Navy, Lou.
Yes, he's very happy about it. The Veterans Committee got him an apartment for $250 a month.
Does he like... Does he like it?
Yes, him and his wife and his baby and his father-in-law and his mother-in-law are all living there in one room.
Well, isn't it kind of crowded?
Only at night when the landlord backs his car in.
You mean that Pat is living in a garage and paying $250 a month? That's ridiculous. I bet I could rent that same garage for $50 a month.
Yeah, but you ain't a veteran.
You can say that again.
Why should I say that again? It didn't get a laugh the first time.
Costello, I don't know why I even talked to you. Why don't you pack up your things and go where all other morons go?
That's silly, Abbott. What would I do in Washington?
Well, never mind that. I want you to remember that 1949 is only a couple of days off. And I hope that next year you'll settle down and get married.
What for?
You should get married. Don't you miss being married? Don't you miss having a little woman around the house?
No. I hang wet nylons in the bathroom. I scatter bobby pins all over the floor. I smear all my towels with lipstick. And you'll be surprised how I don't notice there isn't a woman around.
Well, if you come to my house tomorrow night, I'm having quite a party. And I'll introduce you to some nice girls.
Well, I can't, Abbott. You see, we're having a party at my Uncle Mike's house, and I can't wait to play that new game he invented. This game will take the place of jigsaw puzzles.
How do you play it?
Well, you open up a can of crushed pineapple and try to put the pieces together.
Yeah, but are you going to play any other game?
Oh, sure. We play the regular game we play at our house every New Year's Eve. It's called Scotch Punch.
How do you play? How do you play that?
I punch the first guy that touches the scotch.
Will your Uncle Mike be at the party?
I don't think so, Abbott. He's in jail for reckless driving. You know, the sheriff won't let him out.
He won't?
No.
Well, if the sheriff won't let him out, you know the mayor, the Vita. You know him,
Mayor
don't you?
DeVita?
Yeah.
Oh, sure I know.
Well, why don't you call him? Maybe he could swing it. You must know somebody that can swing it.
I think I'll call Carmen Miranda.
Carmen Miranda. She don't even know the sheriff.
I know, but brother, can she swing it?
Oh, Mr. Costello, you've got to help me.
What's the matter, young man?
Well, my wife wants to send me to a sanitarium.
Why?
Because I like French fried potatoes.
What's wrong with that, young man? I love French fried potatoes myself.
You do, Mr. Costello?
Certainly.
Then you must come over to my house. I've got trunks and trunks just full of French fried potatoes.
You know, Abbott, he looks familiar to me. I think I saw him at the $2 win at the Bank of America.
Wait a minute. I've heard of a paying window, a receiving window, and a loan window, but since when have they got a $2 window at the Bank of America?
Ever since the president went out to Santa Anita, so the business are doing with theirs. You ought to go out to the racetrack, Abbott. It runs like a machine.
A machine?
Yeah, vacuum cleaner. The only place in the world where the windows clean the people.
I hope you'll pardon the intrusion, boys, but you remember me. I was candidate for representative from your district.
Oh, politician Harry Brown.
Yes, gentlemen, yes. The same Harry Brown that promised to clean up the city, close up all the pool halls, bring back prohibition, and finish the Hollywood freeway.
Mr. Brown, what are you doing now?
Nothing. I was elected.
By the way, Costello, I want to thank you for inviting my sister, my wife and sister, Babe, to the Rose Bowl with you next New Year's Day. But I still can't understand why you invited them.
Very simple, Abbott. Both your wife and your sister, Babe, have peroxide blonde hair.
What's that got to do with it?
Well, they're all out of tickets, and I figured I'd better bring my own bleachers.
Well, good evening, boys.
Well, look, Costello, it's our secretary, Viola Vaughn.
Well, Viola Vaughn, you give me the wrong place, kid.
Costello, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Viola has only been in California a short time, and you should try to make her feel at home. Say something nice to her.
All right, Viola, old girl, it's been frightfully nice seeing you again. Frightfully nice.
Oh, thank you, and it's been frightful seeing you again.
Quiet, Costello. Let me handle it. Viola, you look très charmante tonight.
Oui, oui, and ooh la la.
Do you speak French?
Oh, I get around. Listen to this. Chevrolet Coupe, Griffith Park.
Costello. That wouldn't get you very far in France.
Yeah, I do pretty good in Glendale, oh.
Pay no attention to him, Viola. How would you like to come over to my house New Year's Eve for a little late supper?
Is it going to be a buffet?
Is it going to be what?
Buffet.
Abbott, don't be a dope. You know what buffet is? That's French for let's go to the table and slug it all among ourselves.
On second thought, Costello, I don't think I want you at my house on New Year's Eve. Your table manners are atrocious.
Oh, Mr. Abbott, let him come over to our house. Costello, you just watch me. I have perfect table manners.
Well, is that so? Well, there's one thing I've been meaning to ask you. Every time you drink coffee, you always stick your finger straight out. What's that for?
That's where you hang the wet donuts.
Viola, that was very, very funny, and all I can say to you is what the skunk would say to his brother.
What did the skunk...
I still would like to know what page you're on.
What did the skunk say to his brother?
I beg your pardon?
What did the skunk say?
All right, folks, we all go back to page 16.
What did the skunk say to his brother?
Got your teeth back in, eh?
Answer the question, yes or no.
I'll just have it just once more.
What did the skunk say to his brother?
You do, too.
You do...
Oh, now, please, don't get mad, Costello.
Well, get mad. I'm happy. Continue.
This is the end of the new year and New Year's Eve.
It's the end of the old year, dear.
Could have been the end of the script.
What did you say, honey?
This is the end of the old year and New Year's Eve. Now I'm going to give you the hottest, burning, sizzlingest kiss you've ever had.
You are?
Yes.
Attention, New York and Chicago. Stay tuned in. This may be just what you need to melt the snow off your streets.
Costello, I've come to the conclusion that you are the most unintelligent, ignorant, stupid nincompoop in the state of California.
Well, a fella's got to make good at something. I still like that skunk-a-hunka line of yours.
Viola, we're starting a new year in a few days, and I'd like you to stay with us as our secretary. You like the job, don't you?
Well, Mr. Abbott, I don't really know. You see, I was a secretary for an insurance man, then I worked in a bank. But my mother is a little skeptical about my working for Hollywood actors.
Viola, has your mother been telling you that old stuff about how actors are all wolves? That they do nothing but chase girls and go to parties, and that they're all up all night whooping and hollering, and that no self-respecting girl should associate with them?
Well, yes, she has.
Well, do you want to know something?
What?
She's so right.
Break it up, men, but it's time to change the subject for just about 60 seconds.
Ladies and gentlemen, all over the world, let's end this year on a good note. Here's Hal Winters singing with Matty Malnick's orchestra a very beautiful ballad entitled
Dancing in the dark till the tune ends. We're dancing in the dark and it soon ends. We're waltzing in the wonder of why we're here. Time hurries by, we're here and gone, looking for the light and we can face the music together, dancing in the dark. What though love is old, what though song is old, through them we can be young. Hear this heart of mine, make yours part of mine, dear one. Tell me that we're one. Till the tune ends, we're dancing in the dark. I have you, love, and we can face the music together, dancing in the dark.
Come over here. What are you writing in that little book?
I beg your pardon?
What are you writing in that little book?
What are you perspiring for?
I'm asking you, Costello, here. What are you writing in that little book?
I got 4 New Year's resolutions written in here, Abbott. For 1949, here's what I'm going to do. Resolution number 1, I resolve to improve my handwriting.
Now, that's good. What is number 2?
How do you like that? I can't read it.
Well, skip it. What's number 3?
Love thy neighbor.
And number 4?
Move next door to Hetty Lamar.
Why don't you make up a sensible list of resolutions?
Well, I'm only kidding, but I got a sensible list. Listen to this. Number 1, give up going to nightclubs. Number 2, give up going with girls. Number 3, give up resolutions number 1 and number 2.
Talk sense, please.
I like the one about love thy neighbor.
Yeah. But where are you going to spend New Year's Eve, Lou?
Well, I could go to Ava Gardner's party. There's only one thing that's stopping me.
What's that?
She didn't invite me.
That shows you how popular you are with the girls.
Personally, I don't care about girls.
You don't, huh?
Just so I'm popular with my Sam Shovel detective fans. The listeners love me, Abbott. Just listen to this note I got today. Dear Lou Costello, a Sam Shovel private detective, you are wonderful. You kill me. If you ain't the funniest guy on the radio, I'm a monkey's uncle. I'm coming to the studio tonight.
Mr. Costello, there's someone here to see you.
Show the man in.
It's no man, just a monkey with his uncle.
Well, never mind him, Costello. What is your Sam Shovel detective mystery about tonight?
It's one of my greatest cases, Abbott. I call it the murder at the radio quiz show, or I've got a body in a balcony, Doctor.
Oh, that sounds like a dandy. Let's do it.
Right. We'll do it. Yes, I'm Sam Shovel. Sam Shovel, private detective. I'll take any kind of a case. If you need a detective to shadow somebody, call me. If you need evidence for a divorce, call me. If you need a detective with courage and fortitude, call me. If your life is threatened by a mob of desperate armed criminals and you need somebody to shoot it out with them, there's plenty of other detectives you can call. As I sit here at my desk, I decide to read. I pick up my newspaper. It's the Herald Express. I see an ad for California grapefruit. You can always tell it, genuine California grapefruit. If it don't squirt juice, it squirts fog. While reading, I decide to smoke. I reach for my old Indian peace pipe. It's a genuine old Indian peace pipe. Instead of tobacco, it's filled with pieces of old Indians. I glance out the window at the beautiful secretary across the hall. She's wearing a new mink coat she got for Christmas. She got that mink coat the hard way. The hard way. She bought it herself. I hear a strange sound coming from the dentist's office next door.
Molars, right face, bicuspids, squads left.
He's drilling somebody's teeth. My ceiling just cracked. A piece of plaster fell on my desk. There's something written on the plaster. It's as wide as a chicken crossed the street. It's corn plaster. My ceiling is full of old cracks. So are my writers. On my wall, I notice a picture of Trigger Finger Tessie. What a girl. She shot from the hip and she could hit anything. Then one day she bought a gun. But she threw it away. She found out she could hit more people with a hip. Tessie was a gun moll. Every time she started to pull a job, I cooked her goose. In Cleveland, I cooked her goose. In Boston, I cooked her goose. In Albany, I cooked her goose. And one day, she asked me to marry her. She said, Sam, nobody can cook a goose like you. I gave her a job as my secretary, but she never could get any work done. In the office, she was a bottleneck. Every time I opened a bottle, she'd want a neck. Well, here I am all alone, and it's New Year's Eve. I look out at the window at the crowds in the street. What a racket. Everybody's celebrating. Half the men have noisemakers. The other half left their wives home. In the crowd, I see my pal, Lieutenant Abbott of the Homicide Squad. Abbott is a shrewd cop, but he's very tight with money. He gave his wife a bottle of perfume for Christmas. The perfume was so cheap that when she put on her fur coat, 2 moths flew out, holding her nose. Lieutenant Abbott is a drinking man. And how? He loves beer. But in 1949, he's going on a wagon. Not because he wants to quit drinking, but he figures if he goes on a wagon, he'll have to be that much closer to the beer. Suddenly, my office door opened.
Hello, Sam Shovel. Happy New Year. Where have you been? I haven't seen you all week.
I've been helping out with the Christmas rush at Nancy's department store. They fired me. I made a mistake. I took a sign-off address and put it on a bathtub.
What did the sign say?
How would you like to see your girl in this for $1.98?
Never mind that, Sam. Are you coming to my house to play poker?
None of your wife is going to play.
What's the matter with my wife? She's a great poker player. My wife has a real poker face.
Every time I see her, I want a poker face.
What a New Year's Eve. The police department is going nuts with the traffic problem. I wonder how Officer McShane is doing on Hollywood and Vine.
Officer McShane is now at Sunset and Figueroa.
Who moved him away down there?
Brand new red Hudson going 90 miles an hour.
Forget about that. Are you going to a nightclub to celebrate New Year's Eve?
Not me, Lieutenant Abbott. It's too expensive. I went to a Hollywood nightclub Saturday night. Ringside tables were $50. The last row was $25. Cost $5 way back at the bar. I paid 50 cents.
Could you see the show?
Yes, I did. But it was very annoying. All night long, some guy kept brushing me off with a whisk broom.
Look, why didn't you come to my house tonight, Sam? It'll be a swell party. Bring that cute little redhead you met yesterday.
I had her out last night. We went to Griffith Park and sat on a bench. Every time I kissed her, she pulled her hair out of her head.
Well, bring it to the party.
Lieutenant, how would it look for me to walk into your house with a bald-headed girl? I know who I'll bring. Gertie. Gertie, she's a swell at a party. She's a scream.
Does she play piano?
No.
Does she sing?
No.
What does she do?
She screams.
Where's Sam Shovel? Where's Sam Shovel, the great detective? I gotta see Sam Shovel.
Oh, please, calm down, sir. What's the matter?
Please.
Is there something on your mind?
There must be something on his mind. There's nothing on his head.
Stop joking, Sam Shovel. You gotta help me, please. There's something the matter with my wife. She's asleep. I can't wake her up. Sam, I can't wake up my wife.
Have you tried shaking her?
Shaking her? I've been doing better than that. For the past 2 hours, I've been hitting her on the head with a hammer.
Sam, it's New Year's Eve. Forget you're a detective. Let's go to my house for a New Year's party. Sam, how are you enjoying the party?
Fine.
Attention, everybody. We're going to play games. Now, everybody's got to get up and do something to entertain.
Hey, let Sam Shovel get up first.
Hey, Sam Shovel, come on.
Friends.
Come on, Sam.
Friends and countrymen and other stuff that goes with it. I'll do the best I can to entertain you. But remember, I'm just a private detective. I'm not an entertainer.
You can say that again.
Who's that, Lieutenant?
The president of ABC. I had to invite him.
As I said before, friends, I'll do my best to entertain you. How would you like to see some of my famous magic tricks? Okay,
Sam.
Okay, now, Lieutenant Abbott, may I borrow your handkerchief? Thank you. Now, Mr. President of ABC, may I borrow your watch?
Okay, here. But be careful with it. My wife gave it to me for Christmas.
Good. Now watch me carefully. First, I wrap the watch in the handkerchief. I tie 4 knots in the handkerchief. Now I place it on the floor and jump up and down on it like this.
Hey, what kind of a trick is that? You busted my watch to pieces.
Yes, but I want you to notice there's not one wrinkle in the handkerchief.
Get her out of here! Abbott and Costello will have the last word as usual. But before they do, we'd like you to ponder this.
Well, Costello, the next show we do will be next year.
Yes, folks, and I'd like to wish all of our listeners health, wealth, and prosperity in 1949.
And that goes for all the folks that work for us. Matty Malnick and his fine crew of musicians and our vocalist, Hal Winters.
And don't forget Viola Vaughn and our writing staff, which is headed by Eddie Foreman with Paul Conlon, Pat Costello, Martin Ragaway, and Len Stern.
And our producer, Charles Vanda. Good night, folks.
Good night, everybody, and Happy New Year to everybody in Patterson, New Jersey, and all over the world. Happy New Year, Mother, and everybody.
Listen each Thursday night at this time for another great Abbott and Costello show, produced and transcribed in Hollywood. Be sure to stay tuned for the outstanding entertainment which follows throughout the evening on this ABC station.
Thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe.